All right, I got 37 minutes. V2K stated that Peace Stones, whoever that are, according to the V2K, whenever they call that group out, if they're talking about the almighty members of the Almighty Black Peace Stone folk set located out of Chicago, then that's what they said. They made me do that video to make me look like I have a falsified mental diagnosis based off of racist, eugenic, anti-Semitic, Aryan logic for control purposes. And I just heard a siren in the distance at 11:28 p.m. on November 16th, 2025, and there was a car on State Road that accelerated at the same time. For the record, this is a 24-hour assault when you're on a watch list. All right, it cannot be denied when you observe these people. Going back, I don't remember where I left off, but I needed to make up a point. Aside from the flight patterns of planes, I've observed after the death of Chelsea, they changed the flight patterns of the commercial planes over my house, directly over the house, where they would just go close by the house, so you still hear them anyways, but they went directly over my house. And pilot after pilot after pilot, if outside, manipulate themselves. I manipulate the acceleration and the resonance of it, subliminally torturing me, and it sends a subliminal message. And the sick thing about the pilots is when you're flying commercial pilot, I don't know where you're located, where you're born, raised, what city, what state, but you're making like a 6-figure income doing that shit. So I checkmate all the fucking commercial pilots. And the city workers too, man. You know, you got a job, and if you're not aware of it, it's one thing, but if you're in on it, then you're fucking wicked, bro, because you're on clock. Same with these infrared guard stalkers. They're getting paid to harass you, flat out. But going back to the ones that move into your neighborhood, even the closest neighbors to you that moved in, every day they start their car at 8 in the morning and it's got a loud acceleration. You gotta hear that every day of your fucking life, bro. And it does something to you. And they drive in and out of the driveways, blah, 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 blah. Aside from if they're putting ritual on you, if they're using, directed energy weapons through the houses. And or drone stalking, it's up to your windows. I've experienced both. I've seen the drones. I've seen the drone stalking, side note, with directional speakers and cameras on them while homeless. I've physically seen them, low-level drone flying with camera on it and a speaker. I've seen drones on the east side. East Cleveland has this problem. It's not on the west side, really, in Cleveland. But there's a certain type of bird that makes a chirping sound like psh, 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 psh. When you're in East Cleveland, you hear that every fucking where, and it hurts. It hurts, and it subliminally tortures, and you think it's a fucking bird, bro. Now, I was right before I walked out of Cleveland, Ohio in 2019. I've said this before. And I was getting stalked by gay gangsters and all these people because of the death of Chelsea. Over underneath the Abbey Road Bridge. On the west side, by the West Side Market. I made my way to Warner Swayze building over there on Carnegie and 55th. Same bullshit. There's a lot of traffic there anyways, but I was able to differentiate the difference. Now, with that said, I was sleeping on the rooftop of the Warner Swayze building for a few days before I decided to walk along the lake westbound and escape Ohio. Because I had another weed ticket in Parma and I wasn't dealing with another fucking bullshit sentencing. Flat the fuck out. I went to Michigan for refuge because they just recreationalized cannabis. And Ohio was still medical. That aside, I saw one of those drones on the top of the fucking roof. It was white. It was about 10 inches to an inch in length. Maybe 10 inches to an inch in length, up to 2 feet. Width was about 8 inches. It was shaped like the design of a specific type of Star Wars style fucking X-Wing style fighter, but it was a small drone, right? And it made that fucking noise. It was on the rooftop of the Warner Swayze building. It flew past me. It flew past me on top of the Warner Swayze, right where I was sleeping on the rooftop. And it was maybe 20 feet away from me. 20 feet away from me, above me. You know, and I looked at it, and it was making that fucking noise. Psh, 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 psh. And then it all made sense to me. You know, like why I would hear that on the east side, wherever the fuck I go. For whatever reason, they're fucking torturing kids, dogs, people with quote unquote mental illness, and the elderly. You know what I'm saying? Aside from everyone else. Whatever the fucking groups are. Check those fucking groups. Checkmate them right the fuck now. Now going back, yeah, these cars are in a control program. They get paid to drive past their house if they're not moved into your neighborhood or move a couple streets down or get a job in your local police department, fire, EMS, so on and so forth. Out-of-towners. Even locals that might be in on it. And they, like the police go down this street, you know, they it's just a route that they take to get to Route 94 from the Justice Center. But they use that as an excuse to come by and do that shit. Just like the ambulance, the EMS, I believe it was Parma, I didn't check. I think it was a yellow, it might have been in Cleveland or Parma. Drove by my house when I was just smoking, and then they had the bumps in the road on the car. There's no fucking bumps, bro. And it makes those fucking noises. I've noticed that with EMS in different cities. I've noticed that with the police cars, certain ones, not all police, but some police cars, and some of the police are actively aware of it. Some police aren't. This is the point I'm trying to make. Now, what's it called? I've been torture stalked in the city of Cleveland and Detroit, where car after car after car after car after car, to this day, there's evidence that I'm on a 24/7 traffic list where they just continually drive past me, and they get paid to do this. Aside from if they moved in your neighborhood and have a hold a position, if they're a microchipper, part of the microchip program of the NSA, CIA. What's it called? When they watch and control targeted individuals, part of the FISA kill list and the MK Ultra clearance of the CIA, and so terrorist watch list of the FBI, and so on and so forth. Targeted individual programming, the targeted individual programs, and these individuals get paid to do that, literally. So when they drive past my house on a timer, they have a driving pattern. They have a driving, just like the airplane has a flight pattern. These cars have a driving pattern where they hit specific targets on a target pattern. Understood? So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only house that these individuals will drive past. Once they do drive past my house, they will go next to the next targeted individual, where it be on, let's say, Route 94. Let's say they turned on Grantwood. Let's say they turned on 176. Let's say they cut into Garfield via Rockside, Independence Garfield. And then let's say they make their way over to East Cleveland. Let's say they make their way through the downtown of Cleveland. And then let's say they, come back, if they're living in your neighborhood, to the house that they live at, and facilitate the abuse every day on a 24/7 torture list. And that facilitates a lot of false diagnoses because it keeps the person in control. And witness my case in point, the final proof of this will be the documentation of the beginning of October when I called 911, asked for radio frequency detection scan, ended up in the hospital, pink slip to a mental institution in Youngstown, Ohio, what's it called? When I got out, I was sent to 2100 Lakeside Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry. I can't stay there that long. One reason, and what's made me leave was I went to use the restroom. And a side note, went to use the restroom. Checked the car that went by at 11:38 p.m. on November 16th, 2025. What's it called? There was 2 fucking condoms in the toilet. I don't know if they knew I was gonna use that toilet or if whatever. And I'm out this bitch right now. And what's it called? I slept over outside right across. Another car just went by to check him. Another car just went. I slept outside the Fisher Brothers building. Okay, on a cardboard box, just outside. All right. Certain police officers were on a control timer in the city of Cleveland, specifically out-of-towners. This is the first time I had to have disrespect from the Cleveland Police Department. And they were working with the timer of the Infragar stalkers and specific group stalkers that, again, this is my proof. Monitor the vehicle, every vehicle that drove past me when I was sleeping outside the Fisher Brother building in the beginning of October. I would say October like 7th to 10th of 2025, especially when I was sleeping, including the train yard with their horns. They always have to honk the horns, but there's a way by protocol that the train yard honks the horn. You know what I'm saying? By protocol. Or whatever. You know, but these motherfuckers know I'm sleeping there and they fucking manipulated it. I've noticed on the train cars themselves, side note, that a lot of the cars, they have resonance frequencies. I call these resonance frequency devices. I don't know what they are because I don't know the control program. I'm not in on it. I'm just a direct victim. It was abusive in 2021 when I was in Fulton and Franklin Tent alleyway. Starting around July 2021, it got so abusive. What's it called? Car after car after car after car after car. And with that said, checkmate them by name. Here goes another police siren. 11:40 p.m. I'm guessing it's police. They always play like they got shit that they're going to do, but they send subliminal messages. The siren itself is the high shrill pitch sound is a subliminal torture, especially if you got PTSD. Makes you behave stupid, especially when they do it like they're doing right now, playing games about a real world issue they're dealing with, but they're really stalking me in this video. Going back to these cars, man, I need to know the groups, the names. I already marked them in the Great Purge video. Most of them, the groups that participate. And what's it called? Police department has it out for me, blah, 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 blah. Look I'm on my own team, bro. You're either with me or you're not, flat out. You know what I'm saying? So, microchipping someone in order to enslave them for full control, to be manipulated into the quote-unquote police department and or the FBI is not the way to fucking do it. Okay? You change the drug laws, you adopt radio frequency detection scanning, and I might have applied for the position. That's the whole reason why I have not worked with the police departments, because I disagree with the fucking drug laws. And I think you're a fucking hypocrite if you you're either miseducated or you're just a fucking hypocrite enforcing those laws. And I'm not talking about methamphetamine. I'm not talking about crack. But if you look at the crack epidemic with the CIA from Gary Webb in the 1980s, you know what I'm saying? You understand a little bit about that. But with the enforcement of it, the drug laws, I'm talking about cannabis, coca leaf, and poppy through the abolition of the Harrison Narcotics Tax Act of 1914. Abolish that act. Vote yes, Ohio, now. untaxed recreational usage of the coca, cannabis, and poppy plant federally legalized each state right now. No taxation, unlimited plant growth. Now let's get hip, America. Let's start making some fucking money and let's solve the opioid crisis. Let's not call it anything else. And so on and so forth. The addiction related to crack cocaine and heroin as an alternative to opium and poppy. And what's it called? And the drug dealers from out of countries that are getting blown up on ships, putting shit chemicals on them. You know, the best way to get a purified source, you can't trust a pharmaceutical company for an opiate. Man, it could be tampered with from the manufacturer. It could be tampered with from private doctors. It could be tampered with at the pharmacy. Understand what I'm explaining to you. With LSD as the basis, LSA, LS27, any other sodium pentothal, CIA truth serum agents. Same goes true if you buy opiates on the streets. It could be pill pressed and cut with other things. Therefore, the purest form of ensuring that you got a pure product is growing it yourself. That's how it's always been. Then manufacture the product. If you want to synthetic it into an extraction, oil, tea, so on and so forth, oil for gasoline, and whatever else you want to use it for. Because cannabis is looked at nowadays as a fuel source, alternative fuel source like ethanol. So, mind what I just stated there. That all aside, checkmate these fucking stalkers, bro. Checkmate these stalkers, stop participating in that program. I did over there on East 82nd and East 84th in the videos when I was caught up there, especially the hour and 24-minute video where I wasn't recording and I was recording a song, so I didn't have to hear those weapons. I'm very barely audible, I found out when I listened to it, but I dropped license plates on microchipping groups in the city of Cleveland. You can accuse me of being crazy. You can accuse me of being a racist. You accuse me of being blah, 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 blah. But if you take a look at the individuals on those plates that I've discussed and watch their actions and look at their fucking history of, of actions that are recorded through illegal surveillance, you will see what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm on a 24-hour hit list from the government since 2012 and 2018. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe the Tippy Gang leader, aka Man Pussy, the sad excuse for Comanche. He duped the city, man. He duped all people that sided with me. Understand that. And then he forced them under his ritual. He forced them into sex trafficking, forced them into sodomy, and microchipped them because he's part of the control program, which John Flynn of Connecticut stated that over 50 million people in America are non-consensually microchipped, an estimate, without knowledge. And there's a plan, a dark plan, that by 2030, they want to microchip the entire United States population, whether it's coming from NATO, China, Russia, or Africa, South America, Central America, or the United States National Security Administration. If it's coming from any one of those countries, it's coming from CIA, NSA infiltration. And who is CIA and NSA infiltration? German Nazi. And if you look at the biological patent map, the sensor map, look at the locations of where it's all at. United States, fucking Europe. You know what I'm saying? And Jesse Beltrain of MyNexusLive.com, since 2001, removed an estimate of, I would say, 8,000 to 15,000 to maybe 30,000 microchips from individuals. You got the documentation. Identified the frequency. I would correct myself with stating as a fact. And then if they got surgery, I don't know how many were moved, maybe 8,000 plus. Then we're talking about United States military, Delta Force, SEALs that were bugged, so on and so forth. This is an off-topic side note, but it's related because these groups that do the torture are related to that program and related to the NSA microchippers if they aren't microchippers themselves. They're the ones that get away with most of the abuses because they facilitate and drive by like they're passing traffic. There's people, part of that program, that walk past you when you're in the cities, you know, and shout shit to you, or on the bus with you, and they're talking on their phone and they're saying shit to you, or they're on the rapid, and so on and so forth. It's not a conspiracy, it's a fact. And they automatically discredit with the creation of the DSM, the CIA creation of the weaponized DSM, defending Aryan nationalism, white supremacy, Western European, German, master race supremacy, anti-Semitism, and racism, flat out, and eugenics, for eugenics purposes. No reason at all but those purposes. They automatically, and then through the creation of the NSA also, they automatically discredit someone like myself, and they discredit individuals that they torture to behave a certain type of way through those methods to facilitate, look, and speak like they have a falsified, weaponized, quote-unquote mental diagnosis. This is a dissertation, video form on YouTube I did. Again, did this research. I did a dissertation on my ex that I have to scroll back. It's around, I would say, 12,000 to 14,000 posts in, and I have it in my bookmarks, discussing all the frequencies and off of the cars, bumps in the road, sounds like a puddle, a subliminal, acceleration from motorcycle car, resonance from the new electric cars, and the old method of acceleration from a loud muffler, and deceleration from a distance and or directly past your house. That's the most painful one. And that's all I have to say about that. There's members of the to the local security forces, state security forces. This is a federal issue, though and an international issue. The members that did that in your departments were moved from out of town and are part of the Order 9 Angels, Atomwaffen, Zergsung death cults. It is majority Freemasonic occult. Some of the cars have this from the manufacturer. I would guess that a lot of them, if not all of them, I'm not going to say all of them, a lot of them have this from the manufacturer. And I'm talking specifically the big three in Detroit, American manufacturers, who got bailed out. Now, that's all I got to say about that right now. You could call me whatever the fuck you want about this video that I just posted, but what I'm going to say about this video I just posted is every single thing that I stated in this video related to myself and this issue is 100% factual. What is not talked about is they're going to discredit me with a weaponized psychiatric illness, and they're going to force that illness upon me through these methods. And what's not looked at is by name and by organization the individuals that do this. Flat the fuck out. And I'm trying, through the Great Purge, we're checkbaiting those motherfuckers. All my X account posts, when I say menacing with stalking and I describe the stalking, that's for my Orwell lawsuit. Aside from anyone's in the departments that actually agree with what I'm saying, experience what I'm saying, and are doing something about it and don't actively participate. Like I said, for most people that understand the true me and understand what I'm about, especially when I used to go by my initials in the city of Cleveland when I ride around, and I would say I'm not available, or I'm not an affiliate, not an associate. If you can accept me as a full-fledged member of your organization, then I am not your associate. I am not your affiliate. I'm an independent contractor. So if you want to work with me, work with me. If you think that you're better than me and I'm under you, then unfortunately you gotta humble your fucking pride. I don't give a fuck if you're mafia, gang, or tied to the law enforcement agencies, whatever. But I will, when I get radio frequency detection certified, I'm still waiting on the radio frequency detector my sister bought from Amazon, shipped to this house about a week ago when they're threatening detainment. It has not showed up yet if it's tampered with. When I get certified, I will debug with sliding fee scale anyone that calls me. Anyone. Part of any organization. Because the reason why you're part of that organization is, what's it called? A lot of times because you're microchipped or you're gang stalked to do it or MK Ultra to do it. So when you get that shit out and you get those issues addressed, if your house isn't bugged, what's it called? You can see clearly as to who really is your friend. My friend right now in America is Jesse Beltran and MyNexusLive.com. They were preventing us from meeting. And then I heard of John Kingston, AAA Security in Salt Lake City, Utah, and Reverend Dr. Walker. Those are the only three people I know that does this besides veterinarians that would scan a human. And anyone that frees you from slavery is your friend. Anyone. Anyone that frees you from slavery, treats you as a brother and or sister, as an immediate family member, is your friend. Doesn't matter what organization you're part of. I say that specifically to Orthodox and the Catholic churches. If I've met Dr. Reverend Walker, who is I heard is a notable Freemason, and she just instructed me on how to remove microchips from myself, identify and remove them, and or identified and removed them, and or adopted me as a doctor to a patient, what's it called? So what if she amazing? You know what I'm saying? So what was she a part of? You know what I'm saying? If it's a cult. You know what I'm saying? But that's questionable and debatable. You don't have to join that person's religion. You don't have to bow down to that individual, because somebody that frees you from slavery is not going to try to put you in slavery again. And they're trying to free you to have freedom through responsibility, self-control, and free will. Now that covers up most of this dissertation topic. And what's it called? I don't know much more else to say about it. Checkmate in the city of Parma, city of Cleveland, state of Ohio, what I'm talking about. And in Detroit, Michigan, and Michigan in general. Those are the only states I've been to. So I've witnessed it firsthand while homeless in both states. Thank you, God bless you, and have a good day.